welcome to Shangri-La at night. Look at this! The whole vibe of this place has massively changed. Look at that! We can see the prayer wheel up there. We were here in the daytime, which was really, really cool. I highly recommend it. But you gotta come back at night and see what it's like. So Dukazong ancient town. It comes to life at night, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This whole square here feels like there's something going on.
I think they're setting this up. There's probably going to be some sort of dance or something down here.
There could be, you know. Should we go check it out? Okay, let's go see, guys. This ancient town here in Shangri-La has over 1,300 years of history, which is insane. That is pretty.
That's a long, long time.
Mind-blowing. It is. It's absolutely crazy, but we're so excited to check it out. It's a really cool place. Very, very different, really, to any of the other ancient towns.
So this answers your question. You know, when you were asking during the day, like, where's everyone gone?
Right.
Look at the turnout now.
They all come down here at night, for sure.
Go ahead, guys. If you haven't checked us out on Douyin yet, I think that's what she's doing right now. She's very active on Douyin. Told ya. Yeah, we started a Douyin as well, so go ahead and check us out if you haven't.
How BTS for you?
How lively is this place?
It is, yeah, it's kind of early as well. It's not actually, it's 8 p.m. So it's not bad. It's not a bad turnout, you know, considering how quiet it was during the daytime.
It's because I think there's too many national parks around as well. There's Potato National Park.
I think.
Yeah, that was the first national park here in China. So I think people go there. There's too many day excursions.
Yeah, Tiger Leaping Gorge from here too.
We wanted to go there, but that is for another day.
Yeah, the Melly Mountains. There's so much to do, you guys. We unfortunately had a short amount of time. We couldn't extend it, so we've managed to see what we can in the time. But if you'll come in here, check out those places.
It has been raining.
Yeah, the weather's been really bad.
There's no tomorrow. Like, the rain's been coming down heavy, like all throughout our Yunnan trip so far. We haven't seen rain as torrential as we have here in Shangri-La.
I don't think in our whole China trip we've seen rain this
Exactly,
bad.
yeah, actually, very, very true. Not
but
just
it's fine.
now.
We're from the UK, we're used to rain. We don't mind.
Felt like home.
Right, yes.
What we're going to do is we will be exploring Shangri-La at night, show you what the nightlife down here is like. If there's anything to do, if you guys are planning a trip, watch this vlog. It'll give you an idea about things to do. I am hungry as well, so I need to go eat as well. I'm sure Libby is as well. All right, let's go see what's happening down there. Yeah, because that looked like a long pedestrian street. I am feeling something new to eat tonight. Should we try maybe Tibetan?
Yeah, we could give it a go for sure. Yeah.
I mean, we're in the area.
Absolutely.
And also we are going to bed after this anyway, so you guys do not want to miss out the next vlog because it's going to be a big one. We are on our way to Tibet. These are so pretty. I've seen them everywhere down here. This is the
wheels, aren't
yes.
they? They're like the little, I've seen loads of people have them as props in their photos.
Yeah.
But you can buy them as a little souvenir and they're a nice little addition to your time here in Shangri-La.
I mean, it's a pretty good souvenir as well.
Yeah, it is. It's really cute. There's lots of different bits as well. So if you guys watched our previous vlog, you'll see I was wearing the headpiece. You can buy the jewellery as well.
Yeah. This is so distinct to the region.
These ones.
Yeah.
But this, I think, is like the headpiece.
Yeah, it could be. Okay, thank you. It's for 10. Whatever you want here, key rings, or maybe that's I don't know, that's probably for your backpack, or you can hang it somewhere. Beautiful. I just love the colors here.
Yeah, it's so nice. All the bright colors and the gold as well. Gold is everywhere. Tell me if that's something to do with like the Tibetan influence, but there's a lot of gold, it for sure.
Okay, let's head down this way, see what we can see.
I'm not sure like if places will be closed.
The 5G towers down here. I love the way they've just been blended in to mix with the rest of the vibe. So this has a bark going up the rest of the post, and then up there you've got like a little something that looks like a tree. I love it.
It's quite innovative if you ask me. They are quite ugly, so actually I think that decorating them like that is quite cute.
Yeah, it does the job, right?
Yeah. We've got tea houses along here as well. Very sweet. Look at all the designs on the wood there, on the woodwork. Tara Tea House. Perfect. More dress rental shops. Oh, that's a lot of fun. Hello. 谢谢. Oh, that looks amazing. Wow. Good outfits there. Would you wear that?
Absolutely. That looks like it's fit for a king.
Do you reckon it's yak
like,
wool?
Ooh.
It could be, right?
It could be, yeah. It's got too much fur going on.
Yeah.
Wow, they've got too much variety when it comes to like local outfits.
They do.
So today, the car that we're going to review, I think, is a warrior. Check this out. This caught my attention because of the flags that it's got. It's got the Chinese flags on here, but then again, this car looks sick. Like, look at how beautiful and elegant it looks from the outside. It is beautiful. Warrior. Wow. Look at how sleek the design is, the aerodynamics on this car. I haven't even got inside yet and I'm already loving it. The wheels, beautiful. These are 20-inch. Nice, nice, nice. These are the touch handles, already popped out. Let's get inside, have a look, see what's happening. Oh my lord, that is zero shortage of screens in this car.
How many screens is that?
That is 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's insane. And even on the furthest one, it looks like you can watch a movie.
Yeah, this
Could you
one
imagine?
definitely, and it's all touch as well. Look at that, it tells you the time, the temperature. You've got your playlist here as well for the music and everything. Right, I am absolutely in love with this car. Wow. All right, like Libby was saying, this looks like you can even watch like films and everything on here. And what have we got? We got the NFC charging, wireless charging here. The dial looks elegant, beautiful. Yep, that's the cup holders here. So the finishing inside looks beautiful. Look at that. That is not cheap material. It's not cheap plastic. That's a very high finish.
This car suits you. Oh,
Looks good, huh?
yes. Wow, I'm honestly obsessed with the technology here. The EVs are just next level. You've got a moonroof as well. Look at that.
So you've got the moonroof as well. Then that is a big enough screen for your navigation.
You never get lost with that.
You've got your 360 cameras here as well. Give me a second. There we go. Now this is so good for a city that is very busy. So you've got cars, you've got bikes on all sides. So you can literally see the width of your car. That's Livy there. So you've got the front camera, you've got the back camera. You can go 3D. You can go side camera here. Livy's there. There we go. There's Livy there.
It's cooler.
Look, so you can change the cameras as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cameras.
Wow.
All around 360, right? So here we go.
Not friggin' bad.
If you go 2D, right, you've got cameras here to the side. There. 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 So cool. Okay, so what's the compartment like in the middle? Plenty of storage.
主驾请说，
Oh,
刚
the
刚
car
已经
just said
更新了
something.
能否再说一次？
What's the space like in the back? Let's get in the back and see what it's like. Because I think there will be plenty of legroom in the back. Beautiful. Look at this. Get ready for this. It's got lights here. Oh, and this has plenty of legroom as well. Look at that. So I am 6'2", right?
Wow.
So much space.
Even you have the space. That is so nice.
Did you find out how much it is?
Yeah, I guess. In R&B, guess.
Okay, give me a range. Is it between like 25,000 to 30,000?
No, in
I'm
R&B.
just guessing. Yeah.
In pounds, you're right. In
Okay,
R&B,
so it's 250,000, 300,000.
it's 277,800.
Is that
R&B.
it?
Yes, it works out about £28,000, which is insane.
Wow.
This is so nice.
This car looks beautiful. All right, you've got the moonroof here as well, by the way, from the front all the way to the back. You've got cameras, as I was showing you guys everywhere. You've got a camera here. You've got cameras literally 360. All right, so this car has such an amazing feature. I mean, it might be common in China, but I've never seen it. Check this out. We're gonna pop the boot.
太难读，
主驾请说。
打开后备箱，
No way.
Voila! Check out the size of this boot. Like you can probably pretty much just lay down lengthways here.
You can get us both in there.
The size on that, wow. The space is incredible. It's got, as I was saying, camera here. Got a camera here. So literally you've got eyes all 360 everywhere. What more could you want, guys? What more could you want? Chinese EVs.
So the name is called Choi Gong.
Choi
Gong. Yeah. So in English it does. I don't think it translates properly, like directly.
Okay.
But that's the make of the car.
model.
Yeah.
Wow.
In yuan is 277,000.
Okay, so basically £28,000, as I was saying.
Really nice.
Loving it, guys. If we are to move to China, we will definitely be switching over to an EV. What would you give this car?
I give this car, usually I like the 4x4s, but I give this car a good like 9.5 out of 10. It's really nice.
I'm in love with Chinese EVs, guys. I mean, they have left the competition dead in the water back in the West because China does EV games on a whole other level. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Love it.
We've got a restaurant in the corner here. Hello.
My name is Mia.
Your name is
Huh?
Mia.
To Shangri-La.
Thank you.
Where are you from?
We-
Where are you from?
They're from England.
England.
How old are you?
6.
Wow.
I am a Tibetan.
Oh,
wow.
That is
Okay.
so cool.
It's nice to meet you.
Yes.
Thank you. You're so sweet.
My yogurt is different from all the others
Ah.
because I am from certain part of Tibet.
Okay.
Very far. I'm a nomad.
Ah,
And, I
cool.
made the yogurt in nomad way.
Wow.
Oh, did you? Okay, cool.
Is this like an old recipe?
Yes,
Yeah?
yes.
Oh, wow. So special ingredients.
I am excited.
Okay.
Perfect. A bit of sugar. So is it quite sour?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So we put a bit of sugar to
Yeah.
blend it. Okay.
Cool.
And the nomad way.
Ooh.
This
What
is
are these?
like the small cookie nomads make.
Ah.
And because we're moving around in the grassland,
Ah.
we don't really have much, variety of food.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we make our butter, make our barley into cookie like this, and it can stay very long.
Wow.
And we make it in this shape and put it in the yogurt,
Okay.
and it's crispy and
Is it
creamy together.
Okay.
And it's like
This bit
the
here.
main food for Tibetans.
Okay.
In the
Okay.
past, we have barley in the zamba in the morning, lunch, dinner,
Dinner.
all the time.
Wow.
It's like the staple food,
Yes,
right?
staple food.
Okay, okay.
And this is how it like. We eat a lot.
So it's like flour.
yeah, it's flour.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
okay.
and you can. This is I think you can put your
try?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This
I
is
just eat?
Yeah.
Yeah? Ah,
Good.
okay, yeah, good.
Yeah.
So we can call these cookies.
Yes, you can call it cookie.
Right?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Let's try this.
We give it a try. See
Now
what
I'm
you think.
super excited.
So this is yak milk yogurt.
With
First
barley
time.
biscuits, if you
Yeah.
want to call it that.
What do you
This is
think?
so good.
Yeah?
I'm absolutely loving it. Like the consistency of the yogurt
Yeah.
is so creamy,
Ooh.
and the texture with the cookies,
Yeah.
it's amazing. It's like it adds an extra layer of crunch to it. So you got the creaminess of the butter, and then you've got of the yogurt, and then you've got the crunchiness of the barley biscuits or cookies, if you want to call it. This is so good.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. Very, very good. Love
Thank
it.
you.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Perfect. Is it different to like a cow's yogurt?
Mhm.
Is it thicker, heavier, creamier?
It's creamy. Very
Creamy.
smooth. Very, very
Okay.
smooth.
Thank you so much.
Have a good night.
Have a good night. Bye bye. There we go. We put it in. We'll give it a
All
try.
right, your turn.
This is a big bite.
No, it's really good.
Oh my god.
Mhm.
That is good. That is so sour. I'm so glad we asked her to put a little bit of sugar in. Without the sugar, that would be crazy. But that's really nice.
What do you think of the consistency?
Yeah, it's really creamy. It's really like silky smooth as well. You know, sometimes when you have a natural yogurt and it's a little bit like clumpy sometimes. I like that too, but this is also good. Top notch. Wow. Huh. So sour at the end. But 10 yuan.
A pound.
Not bad. Literally a pound. That was impressive. Not bad. Now, we can carry on. Walk these little streets. We have zero idea of what to expect right now. Sometimes these ancient towns have really thrown us a curveball and they've been really buzzing in the evenings and the nightlife has been really crazy. So I'm not sure what Shangri-La is going to be like. Got some souvenir shops, more of them around here. Hey, guess what? Another clothing rental shop. We are turning the street. And look, it feels like Shangri-La has just woken up. Woohoo! Now we see where the action is. I can hear music coming from here. These streets straight up there look busy. I was wondering where everyone was going at night and in the day. Now it's answered. I think we've got...
Reindeers over there to the right.
Where? Oh, there. Yeah, I see. Okay, let's go check it out. It is a little bit loud here, but look, we've got a pagoda in the middle of this square here. I'm going to assume this is probably like the main square, but let's check this out. These look like rain. Okay, there might be deer actually. I'm not sure. This is called Collection Pavilion. I don't know. Do you think it's real?
I think it's a real deal, yeah.
It
Otherwise,
could be.
it's a pretty sick replica. It looks very lifelike.
They're selling like jewellery, they're selling different antique collection-y bits. It all looks super cool. And then these buildings up here,
They're all made out of wood.
yeah, this is called the Nomadic Cafe. Okay, that's cool. Oh, we might have to go in there and maybe get some dinner. Oh, or a restaurant behind you up there too.
There's lots to choose from. Like, we were walking down what we thought was a fairly quiet alleyway, and then we just came out and it opened up. Lo and behold, we're out in a square with this stupa just behind me here. Absolutely beautiful. And the photography, it never dies, it never slows down. People, they get some really sick photos at night as well, as we can see. Like, they've got the entire team with them, photographers, cameramen, light people, you name it, the whole crew. I was not expecting this place to be as buzzing as it is right now, to be honest. And I did not even know that this entire square existed, because, as I was saying earlier, it has been raining quite a bit. So we've not really had the chance to explore Shangri-La as much as we would have liked to. But hey, it stopped, we came out. So make the most of what we have, eh? Going down here, I guess, I think this is where we have the most turnout. That looks busy. Let's see what's happening. But all these buildings, they're all made out of wood. Beautiful. And Libby's gone again. Okay. I mean, I think I'm going to have to title this vlog Trying to Find Libby in Shangri-La, or Lost in Shangri-La, Trying to Find Libby. Where is she? There she is. This, again, as I was mentioning earlier, from Dali to Lijiang to Shangri-La now, they all have ancient towns, but the good thing about them is they all have their own distinctive feel. Like, firstly, the local outfits, very different to Lijiang, very different to Dali. But the outlook, the vibe of the place is not exactly the same as just walking down the pedestrian street in the city, let's say that. Because here, every ancient town feels different. There's brands and big businesses that have moved in, but obviously you would expect that. Overall, the feeling is like you are back in time again. Like Libby was mentioning earlier, this place is 1300 years old. So that's quite epic. Okay, I've seen something that looks interesting. There is, what is this? There's something hanging out here. The text, the script, that's all changed as well. So that is pretty fascinating to see, like, the diversity in just one province. I think this is a restaurant. Not exactly sure what this is though. Oh, okay, yeah. This is meant to be like a little replica of homegrown produce or something, like nomads do on their farms, or when you go proper rural, they have their produce and stuff that they leave hanging outside. So it's a bit like that. Okay. Guess who I've just found? I was saying I'm gonna have to name this vlog "Trying to Find Libby in Shangri-La."
Lost without Libby.
Yeah. Or Libby's lost in Shangri-La, trying to find her.
Sorry, I was taking loads of photos. This place is so cool. I'm really enjoying it. It's got a very, very different vibe. You can tell.
Was literally just saying that. Like
Right?
every single ancient town that we've been to, from Dali to
Very
Lijiang
different.
to Shangri-La now, they all have their own distinct characteristics.
Yes, they do. And this one is definitely the way more Tibetan influence. So it's mostly Tibetan people here. Therefore, Tibetan culture influence, people, food. Hey, we might even try some Tibetan food for dinner tonight. You never know, right?
Should we?
Oh, look at this. Yeah, we can do.
Look at this.
This is a hotel.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Fancy. That looks so stunning.
I guess whilst you're here in the ancient town, you can expect lots of little inns and hotels to be probably quite more traditional and the sort of typical style of the culture, and maybe even like the nomadic style, right? Like that lady was telling us. So very, very interesting. I'm already learning loads.
Okay, this is the first time since being in Yunnan that I've actually felt cold.
Yeah,
Like it is cold here in Shangri-La.
that's true.
Oh, that's getting a bit loud.
What's this music?
I think some old music. That is such a contrast though. Down here I think we've got bars.
Cafes, bars, music, music, music.
And I think here there is something more classical, more traditional going
Oh
on.
my gosh, look at his head. Here,
Do you reckon that's real?
Yeah.
Look at these. You've got an elephant down here and a big yak. I was going to call it a bison, but no, it's a yak. Wow. These eyes are definitely not real. No way. Where is this music coming from now? I want to know that.
Right from starting near the giant prayer wheel, you'd never imagine you'd come out to this.
Okay. Oh, there's dances going on.
My favourite.
Look at this building here as well.
This looks lively.
Whoa! Look at how many people there are. Look at this. Get these guys.
Now that is my absolute favourite thing, maybe even about China as a whole. That's epic. The community, the pride, the show of culture, I just absolutely love it. It is so much fun. We're just walking past, we've got another Tibetan restaurant. They seem to be all like up on the first floor, the second floor, whatever you want to call it. We've got some smoothies and some drinks down here. More skewers. And this shop looks super, super bright as well. This is antique city, I think. So some older bits we can expect in. No way is this a post office. Shangri-La courier station.
Wow.
And that's kind of cool. You can buy your postcards and maybe send them off from there. Send it. Maybe it might be one of the highest in the world, right?
That would be NASA,
Oh yeah, true.
I think.
True. Okay. Oh look, they've got lots of postcards up here which look like they've been written by other people. Oh, cool. All the beautiful landscapes. Wow. No way with the moon. That's so pretty.
That's the prayer wheel.
Yes.
Oh, is
And
that
the
the...
mountains.
Yeah. And is that the monastery that we went to?
Oh yeah, it's some settling.
Yes.
Yeah. Tiger Leaping Gorge. Oh no way. They've got January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. There you go. So I guess whichever month it is, you post it in that one maybe? I don't know. More postcards here. Wow. There's some really cool designs here for sure. Oh, look at Taz. Has to touch the prayer wheels. Absolutely. You've got to go with your right hand.
Well, I can't help the
Clockwise.
temptation.
Good job. Okay, let's go check over here. I don't see the style that we like yet, but let's see. Let's see. This is the last one to check. Ah, look. These look like stamps, maybe. They've got that dragon on them.
There's people writing their messages on the
Is
postcard
there?
and leaving them here, yeah.
Oh,
I
that's
saw
cool.
these girls were doing calligraphy or something.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, they're writing their postcards here. And what's this? Looks like a stamp. I don't know what that does, but they're all up on the wall as
I
well.
like this place though. This is so cool. Like people are sat here writing their messages. The girl
Yeah.
behind me, she's doing calligraphy. There's other
Yes.
people down here. A whole table full of messages going on for their loved ones.
Uh-huh. Wonder who they're sending their messages to. Us being the nosy Nancy's that we are, I like to know. I like to know what's going on. I wonder if they're writing to their loved ones or maybe to their future selves.
Got some
Oh, these are
bags here as
pretty.
well, yeah.
Very nice. Made in China, Li Xiang. There you go.
I like the design. Beautiful.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, this is this way. Pretty. Very nice. Everything in Tibet so far has been crazy colourful. I think that's the main part of the culture, is just vibrant colours, bright, beautiful, stunning. Okay, let's go back outside.
Whew.
That looks
Well,
good.
I mean, from the outside, you wouldn't really think this is a post office. And then I saw China Post there and I was like, shall we?
We had to go check it out. We love to do that kind of thing. Do you know, I wonder if our families can count all the different places we've sent postcards from. We actually forget to do it most of the time, so it probably wouldn't be that many, but we have sent them from a few
Yeah, I
cool
mean, we're not that
places.
bad. We do every
Yeah.
now and then, every time we remember. We see a post office and we see some amazing cards. We make sure we send something out to our families as well, like a nice little memento, you know, like they know we were thinking about them.
And if you're new here, then we like to collect a certain style of postcard as a souvenir from each place we go to, because we don't have too much space to carry big souvenirs. So a little tiny A5 postcard is the perfect thing to take from each location.
Absolutely. Oh wow, what are these? Are these earrings? No.
I don't know. Maybe
I've been
the same
seeing
that goes
these.
on
They
your
look,
head.
yeah, I think I've been seeing this, like with the dangly bits.
And then what's this? A tooth of some sort, huh?
I mean, it's mimicking a tooth. Probably not the real deal.
Maybe not.
I mean, if any creature had teeth that sharp and that long, I'd be running in the opposite direction.
You and me both.
Ponchos.
Oh, these
Okay,
ones.
these would be super handy
Yeah.
because it is getting quite nippy out here now.
Yeah. In the mornings and in the evenings, it just gets a little chilly. Like, I could do with a bit more of a jumper, or I could do a poncho. I have to persuade.
You say that, but when we arrived here, Shangri-La, the first day, it was blazing hot.
Actually, yeah.
And it's because it hadn't rained, it
Yeah.
had been dry, the sun was out, full guns blazing. So that's the thing, being up here, it's like when the sun's coming out, all guns blazing, it gets too hot. Anyway, beautiful, beautiful.
So that building back there looked quite new. So back in 2014, there was actually quite a big fire here in the old town, in
Oh,
the
was there?
ancient town. Yeah, and apparently it wiped out almost half of the ancient town. I think there was about 2,600 residents that were displaced. So they've rebuilt kind of slowly over the years. Sometimes you'll see quite a mix of old and new, and that's why. Look at this one now. Woohoo!
It doesn't get any more majestic than this.
No, these gates are still cool every time you see them.
Yeah, I always just look at them and I just go, wow. Like, these are huge and these aren't modern either. These are from back in the day, and it just always makes me just think how things would have been like 1,000 years ago. If that was a time machine, you could just go back 1,000, 12, 1,300 years and see this place in its prime. Whew. I mean, which one do you think has had the most authentic feel when it comes to ancient towns?
Oh, I would say Shuha Ancient Town was definitely quite authentic, but I actually quite like this one as well. It's on a little bit more of a smaller scale. Beautiful gate in the background.
I was going to say the backdrop looks gorgeous. All right, do you know what? Put you guys away for a minute. It's time to take some photos.
And it's an amazing time to also plug in our Insta as well. So if you guys haven't followed us on Insta, go ahead, check us out, because all of the photos that we take whilst recording vlogs, they all end up there. So you might miss them out here, but they will all be on Insta. Go ahead, check them out whilst you take some pictures.
We wanted to show you super quick. Look, even the drain hole covers here have little yaks on them, which is very, very cute. We're gonna head just through this gateway here. Taz has gone up ahead to see what it is, because this place, like many other ancient towns, is an absolute maze. We get a little lost. I'm not even sure if we can navigate our way back if we tried. Okay, we've come out into this big kind of square here. Golden yaks over here. Whoops.
So this is called Tikizong Romantic
Village. Oh yeah. There we go. And we've got the yaks over here. Looking beautiful on both sides. Very nice. And, oh, okay, it looks like you can actually walk through this bit as well. Let's go for, oh, we've got our favourites over here. Rujiamo. This one. Beef noodles.
No matter wherever we are in China, you always find us a Rujiamo.
I can't help it, I love it. This looks very grand. This kind of reminds me of the 72 Wonder Building in Zhangjiajie.
Let's go find somewhere to eat. Let's do this.
We just came slightly off the main road here and we saw Mom Tibetan restaurant, but we actually saw that it's got a view here of the giant prayer wheel. So we've come kind of around the back, but we were thinking, oh, another one there too. Which one do you want to go? Here we go. Okay, let's see what it's like in here. I don't know if they're open. It's getting a little late, but let's see. Oh, nice. Hello. Well, it smells really good in here. It smells really, really nice. I'm excited to check the menu out, but look, we have a view of the square over here. Looks lovely. And then up there is the giant prayer wheel as well, but we are going to take a part.
I'm absolutely super excited to try Tibetan food. So since we started in Kunming, we tried the Kunming hot pot. Then Lijiang had its own food. We tried a little bit of yak there. If you can tell from my breathing, I'm a bit short of breath. And now it's time for some Tibetan food as well. So
Yeah.
let's have a look at the menus and stuff. Oh, thank you. Yeah, because it normally comes in plastic.
Yeah.
Like a little cling film.
Normally like shrink wrapped.
Down here, it's in paper bags. Oh, and it is different. Look at that.
Let's see. Uh-huh. We're one item missing, right? Usually we have a plate, a bowl, and a cup.
Look, it's got
pretty.
like some designs and things as well.
It's really nice.
Oh,
It matches the
I
colourful
was
theme.
saying this earlier. It's the diversity in just one province that is mind-boggling. Anyway, let's order something and we'll show you what comes out. Tibetan food, first time, excited. Let's go.
A few moments later.
Dinner came. So we managed to navigate the menu. It was a little confusing, but let me tell you, there was a lot of yak.
Oh yeah.
You guessed it, yak. So this is what we went for.
So we don't get no plate here. Normally, you get a bowl, a plate, and a cup. Here, it's a bowl and a cup. I love it. It's like minimalist, less things to wash, save the environment. Anyway, enough talking, more we eating. This yak looks like it means business. It's got chili flakes on it as well.
Oh, I wonder if it'll be spicy. We haven't tried Tibetan food, have we?
Wow. Juicy.
Good. Spicy?
Right. We have this here as well. What is this? Is it like spring onion?
No, that is onion.
Right?
Yeah. What was the one that we had the other day where it looked and tasted like celery, but it was spicy at the end,
we
like had a
something
kick.
in Lijiang.
Okay, what do you rate this out of 10?
So far, it's an 8.
Ooh.
Let me try a chili with this as well. Oh. Now we're talking. Outside it's cold. These chilies, they're getting the body temperature go up a little bit as well. Oh.
Now we have some rice that just came over as well.
Ooh.
Some rice. This is like a good meal. What else did we order as well? One more?
We got potatoes and some other bits coming out
Yeah.
as well.
We were thinking actually we would get a portion of like some chicken or something, or maybe even another like bit of yak meat. But actually, I'm glad we didn't because this is a big portion, a big portion.
We've got some sides coming out as well, by the way.
Yeah, we do. We have a Sprite over there in the corner because can't have dinner without Sprite. It is delish. So would you say this yak meat is better than the yak meat we had in Vishang?
Yes.
Would you?
Because the spices on this are different, they're more spicy. The seasoning's really nice. We saw these on the menu as well. They look like spicy potatoes. Have we tried one yet? You have. I literally just saw you take one, you cheeky.
See my bowl.
Try
Let's
it.
give the yak meat a try.
Okay, as you go further north, the food starts getting spicier. That's what I've noticed. We started in Kunming, it was nice. It was mellow. Oh, I had a crunch. Super fried, eh? Super spicy, normal spicy.
That is nice though. They're much thinner than usual. They're almost like a crisp, like they're that thin.
Have
That's
some.
quite good though. Really nice. A little kick towards the end, like once you swallow. I think there's some sesame seeds in there as well, but they're nice.
I like these. Okay, potatoes, some yak meat, decent rice, tea. We had late lunch, which
Yeah, we
is why
did.
we're not going all out for dinner right now because the lunch was massive. Because we thought we won't be able to come out tonight, to be honest. We weren't thinking we were going to record a vlog because it was raining heavy.
Really heavy.
I mean, even if you look outside right now, the floor looks wet because it is. Everywhere it is. You can literally see the light reflect off the street. It stopped raining. We waited half an hour. It still didn't rain, so we were like, let's go.
Yeah.
See what's happening here in Shangri-La. Experience the nightlife. We're doing that. Glad we came out. Experiencing even spicier food here in China.
Our first time in a Tibetan restaurant. Food's good.
Too
I
many
can tell you.
firsts on this trip.
Yeah, I like this town. It's very nice. It's cool. I definitely highly recommend it. You should absolutely come and visit. We're gonna dig into our food right now because we're ready.
Okay, I am a bit full. We just had dinner here. Mom Tibetan restaurant. Very authentic.
Yeah, it was really nice actually. And do you know the whole place smelled of something burnt and I couldn't figure it out. But then I think it was butter tea because it's like doing butter burns, you
Oh,
can smell it.
yeah.
It smelled like that in the whole restaurant. It was really nice.
Should we have it?
We could do, yeah.
What are you looking at? Has anything caught your eye?
No, the prayer wheel up there.
Oh,
looks cool.
yeah, look at that. Completely missed that. You come out the restaurant here, to your right, it's a prayer wheel. That looks beautiful at night and in the day, but it illuminates at night. It looks even more gorgeous than it does during the day.
It does, and it's still turning. Can you see?
Yeah,
Still going.
people are still turning the wheel. Wow, me. Okay, I saw a few paintings and some art. That looks so super gorgeous. Absolutely love it. Do you think it's a perfect setting to try another fast?
Yes, we should.
Butter tea.
Yeah, butter tea is super popular as part of like the Tibetan cuisine, I think. So tell me if I'm wrong, but that's what I heard. So we're gonna see if we can find some butter tea. I don't know where it is. I don't know if we will find it, but I hope we will. We are looking for some butter tea. We think we might have found one. We've got, I think this is tea or coffee on this side. And then, sweet tea house. Butter tea, salty butter tea, sweet, or Tibetan sweet tea.
Well, what do you want to go for?
I want to have these Tibetan sweet tea.
Okay, and I will have butter tea, salty.
I'm going to go have a quick look. Oh yeah, look, he's mixing something. I don't know what it is. And then it looks like butter back there. Can you see that chunk of butter?
Do you know the yogurt that we had earlier?
Yes.
It's called the Highland Barley Yak Yogurt.
Ooh, okay. These are really popular as well. I've seen this kind of decoration everywhere. And then we have a little tea shop in here. It looks like they've had a lot of business so far. People have been in here already. Some fishies.
Oh,
Cute.
have you seen these? Like the little,
Oh,
I wanted to call them placemats, but little cushion. Even they're so artistic.
They are, they're cute. Oh, this is pretty back here actually. I missed this totally. This is beautiful. This looks like me when I dressed up. In front of the giant prayer wheel with the beautiful prayer flags in the background. We're going to take a little walk. Once we've got our Tibetan sweet tea and buttered tea. I don't think I've ever heard of a butter tea. Usually like in places like in South Asia, like Pakistan and all of those kind of things, you have like a really creamy tea, right?
Yeah.
But I've not heard of people using butter.
There are all sorts of varieties. I mean, obviously, depending on where you are down here, butter tea is a big thing I heard. So first I'm trying it. Let's see what it's like. The thing is, you stop walking here now
Yeah.
and you start getting cold. Because
Exactly.
that's what I'm thinking. I was thinking, should we sit down and have the butter tea?
No.
Just keep walking and keep drinking because that'll keep you warm. Otherwise, I am beginning to freeze up a little bit.
It is only just finishing up the summertime, so it shouldn't be that cold yet.
Technically, it's still summer, but it is
True.
cold. Happy and excited for our tea. Hopefully, it will be done very soon. They're making
Yes,
it
they're
right
doing
now.
it
Fresh, fresh.
just here, so let's give it a go.
Your Tibetan tea is ready.
It is indeed, yes. So we have the Tibetan tea here.
Are you gonna have that with a straw?
Yeah,
Well, they gave me a straw as well.
exactly.
There we are. I do not know how I feel about having tea with a straw. Never had it like that before. But I'll try. Why not?
Let's do it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye. Okay, here we are. Sweet Tea House. 3294. They're in the future. They're in the year 3294. Now we
Maybe
know.
it's just the street number.
Ganbei.
Ganbei.
Wow.
Mine was a bit hot.
Really good. Very, very good. Thank you. This is so good. It's like salty tea.
Is it?
Yeah, have this before you have yours because yours is sweet, right? Oh.
Ooh, that's a different kind of tea. Okay, I don't know if I like it.
I love it.
It's a bit hot as well.
No,
Wait.
it reminds me of Kashmiri tea from Pakistan. It's so good.
It tastes
It's
like
an
warm
ex-
butter.
Yeah, it's acquired. The
I don't know
taste
if I
is
like
very
it.
much acquired. Raw, that just burned my tongue.
Oh no. Did you get the taste or no?
Yeah, of fire.
Oh no, we have to let it cool down a little.
Now I know what fire tastes like. This is why having tea with a straw is never a good idea
True,
because
you can't like feel
you
it,
can't,
can
yeah,
you?
you can't get a sense for how hot it is.
That's
Oh.
very, very true. Do you know what this tea
Ah.
smells like? What's the pink tea in Pakistan?
Kashmiri tea.
Is it that
Yeah.
one? Okay, yeah, it smells exactly like that.
And this tastes like it. So,
Do you think?
so good. Yeah.
I
yeah,
don't think it does.
Oh, it does. Oh, yeah.
This one smells like it. Actually, they both smell like it, to be fair.
Mine's doable. I can have it with a straw.
Yeah, mine's
Yours
really
is
hot.
literally inferno, like super hot.
Oh, we've got shops that are still open.
Can I just say this? Before coming to Shangri-La, I always used to imagine this place from what I've seen in the movies or like read in the books. Like it's gonna be a remote place, really hard to get to. There's gonna be only a handful of people.
Green and mountains.
Yeah, this is quite the opposite. It is beautiful, don't get me wrong, but it is so well developed.
Yeah.
And it is
A tourist hotspot now.
Yeah.
You haven't even tried yours yet, have you?
Damn, mate, no, it's too hot.
I don't blame you. Don't
It's way
burn
too
your
hot.
mouth like I have because my tongue's gone.
Oh no.
Oh, you got some mountain wear here in case if you're going out mountain climbing or hiking or some adventure sport, that kind of stuff. Look at this. That is so cool. Jesus.
Where else would you see things like this, eh? We've got gods.
She was so friendly as well. She's like, here, have my goat.
On the
So
streets
cool.
of Shangri-La,
Yeah.
where people have baby goats.
Who'd have thought? Hey, who'd have thought?
I love it. We have arrived back to the square where we started, and this does not seem like it is going to slow down anytime soon.
Jeez, this is so busy.
Shangri-La is the place to be, eh?
Yeah, so guys, get this. At 11 a.m., it was quieter than it is at like almost 11 p.m. That's crazy.
Oh wow. Shangri-La.
There's
What are
one
you
here,
saying?
one here, one here,
Oh, they're starting.
and another
Wow.
on the left.
One there. One there. One here. And something going on here.
That's brilliant.
What is this? Welcome to the nightlife in Shangri-La. Where are you? Alright, they're starting here now.
I just love how they know the steps, they know the routine. Live music over there, and live music over here as well. Shangri-La, you have surprised us massively. Are you gonna go join them? You're gonna go join them, aren't you? You are.
I love this.
How was your tea?
So good, really nice. Still a little hot, but it's really nice, really sweet. It's a little different, but I give it like an 8 out of 10. I like it, and I'm warming my hands on it as well. Do what you love and F the rest. I like it. Ta-da.
Is that what it says?
Yeah, on the sign down at the bottom, the pink. Do you see?
Oh, love it. See that sign there, that pink sign? It says, do what you love and F the rest. Let's go check these guys out as well, because they're the last ones left. It seems to be a favourite, a girl favourite. Come on, son. These are definitely that kid's friends. They're really cheering him on. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was saying.
Oh, darn it. Welcome to China. Thank you.
Guys, I don't know if you can hear us or not, but I think it's time for us to wrap it up.
Yes.
The night for us is not coming to an end, but unfortunately this vlog is.
Yeah.
So, Shangri-La has been a bag full of surprises. Have had an amazing time down here. But if you guys have still stuck around, you know what you are. You are legends.
Yes,
Oh, and also, massive vlog coming up. The next one, you don't want to miss it, because we are on our way to Tibet. So, massive series, mini-series from Tibet coming up. We're going to wrap it up.
So, we will see you in our next vlog in Tibet. Let's go.